Hey there, Miss Aselson here, working on Note 3, Systems, Graphing Systems of Equations. So we're going to continue with graphing systems of equations. But the first thing that we need to do, this is just kind of a do you remember, you have to get y all by itself. So to get y all by itself on this first one, we have negative 3x plus 2y equals 8. I'm going to first add 3x to one side, and then I'm going to add 3x to the other side. That takes care of my x's, so I'm left with 2y equals, I can't combine my 8 and my 3x because one has an x on it and one doesn't. When you think of y equals mx plus b, the x comes first, so I'm going to say 3x plus 8. Okay, and now that I keep going, my y is still not by itself because it's saying 2 times y. So the opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. So if I divide that by 2, I'm going to divide this by 2, and I'm also going to divide this by 2. That's going to leave me with y equals, this 3 over 2x can just stay a fraction. So if I were to take 3 divided by 2 in my calculator, I would get 1.5. And you can't really go, I mean, you could go up 1.5 and then over 1, but it's just easier to go up 3 over 2. And then that 8 divided by 2 is going to give you a 4. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this next one, number 2. Right now it says 6y equals 12x minus 18. Well, we want to get y all by itself. Right now it's saying 6 times y, so I'm going to divide by 6 here, divide by 6 here, and divide by 6 here. That leaves me with y equals 2x minus 3. Okay, so let's go back to graphing these equations that we have. So I'm going to look at this first one. Both of these are in y equals mx plus b, so that's really good because we don't have to do any work. So I'm going to look at this negative 5, and the first point I put is going to be on that line, my x-axis, or sorry, not my x, my y-axis, and my first point is going to go on negative 5. Okay, this right here is my slope, so it tells me what to do. If there's no number in front of it, remember it's always the number 1, but because I have a negative, it's going to be negative 1 over 1. So from that point, I'm going to go down 1 over 1 as far as I can go. And then when I can't go down 1 over 1 anymore, I'm going to do the opposite. So I'm going to go up 1 and to the left 1. So up and to the left. And because they stay equal, we're just going to go ahead and connect those. So there's my first line. Now I'm going to go ahead and graph my second line, which is this positive 1 right here. And again, I start on my y-axis, so my first point is going to go on positive 1. And then again, I'm going to use what's in front of the x as my slope. So there's nothing in front of the x, so really it's a 1. So it's going to be a 1 over 1. So I'm going to go up 1 over 1. So I'm just going to keep going up 1 over 1 until I can't go anymore. And when I can't go anymore, I'm going to do the opposite. Both of those are positive, so now they both have to be negative. So I'm going to go down 1 until the left 1. Okay, this one, notice you had a point there, and we just found another point that landed on there. So I'm just going to circle that, and then just keep going. And then connect those points together. And now I'm going to find my x and my y coordinate. Remember, x goes left and right, and y goes up and down. Okay, so I'm going to, from 0, 0, oops, that's the wrong color, from 0, 0, I'm starting right there. I'm going to go until I'm in the line that my point is in. So like I say in the other videos too, or maybe you haven't watched those other videos, but what we say in class, we're going to go find our hallway first. So right now I'm in hallway negative 3. So my x is going to be a negative 3. And then from there, I'm going to go down. So I'm going to follow that down until I hit my point. And once I hit that point is at negative 2. So my solution is going to be negative 3, negative 2. Okay, so let's look at number 2. Number 2 is not going to be quite as easy because neither one of these is in y equals mx plus b, but the other one isn't. Let's go ahead and solve that first one and get it into y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to start with 2, sorry, it's a negative 2x plus y equals 6. So I want to get that 2x on the other side, so I'm going to add 2x and add 2x. So I'm at y equals 2x plus 6. So we can go ahead and graph that one right away. So I'm going to start with this positive 6. I'm going to start on my y-axis. So my first dot goes on my positive 6. And then from there, it's a positive 2. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 over 1. I can't anymore go up 2 over 1. So now I'm going to do the exact opposite. The exact opposite, because none of them are negative, both of them have to be negative. So I'm going to go down 2 to the left 1. Then I'm going to connect those points. Okay. Now, when I look at this next one, it says y equals negative x. And we're used to y equals our x plus our b. And you don't have a b. So if you don't have a b over there, your b is really going to be plus 0. Okay, so if I have a plus 0, that is going to be my b value. Since it's not there, you don't see anything. So my b value is just going to be right here. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Right here, starting at 0, 0. Okay, and then I'm going to look right here. This is my slope. So my m is going to equal, I don't have a number in front of my x, so it's going to be a negative 1 over a positive 1. So I'm going to go down 1 to the right 1. And I'm just going to keep going. And when I can't go down 1 into the right 1, because one of them is negative, I'm just going to flip-flop where the negative is. So now I'm going to make this one positive and that one negative. Okay, I already have a dot, a red point, and I just put a blue point on it. So I'm just going to circle that so I know that that's it. And I'm going to connect those together. And now I'm going to find my coordinates. Okay, so again, I'm going to start at 0, 0, and I'm either going to go left or right before I find my hallway. So when I go, I'm going to go left. Now I'm in my hallway, so my hallway is going to be negative 2. And now from that negative 2, I'm going to take that elevator up to positive 2. So I'm at positive 2. So negative 2, positive 2 is going to be my solution for that one. Okay, we got 2 more. When I look at this one of them I can graph right away because it's already in y equals, but the other one says 4x minus 2y equals 8. So I'm going to rewrite that 4x minus 2y equals 8, and we're going to solve that so we get y all by itself. So 4x minus 2y equals 8. So I'm going to subtract 4x. Remember, you want that on your left, or sorry, on your right side. When you take that 2y, make sure you take the negative in front of it. Equals negative 4x. That's going to be a positive 8. I'm going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, and divide by negative 2. So I get y equals negative 4 divided by negative 2 is going to give me a positive 2x. And then a positive 8 divided by a negative 2, we're going to keep that negative, and it's going to be a 4. So now we have this right here, and I can go ahead and graph because that y is all by itself. So I'm going to put my first point on negative 4. And then from there, this is my m. So m is telling me I'm going to go over 2. I don't have a bottom number, so I'm going to go up 2 and over 1. And when I can't go up 2 and over 1, remember that the opposite, so I'm going to go down 2 and to the left 1. So I'm going to go down 2 to the left 1. Then we're going to connect those points. Okay, and then we can go ahead and graph the other line because it's already in y equals, so I'm going to pick a color. And then I'm going to graph it on here. So I'm going to start with my first point on positive 3. And then from there, this tells me what I'm going to do. So my m for my blue line is a positive 2 over a positive 1. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1. Oops, that one's not in the right spot because I could only go up 1 to the right 1. I noticed it was a little bit off. So from there, I can't go up 2 and to the right 1, so I'm going to do the exact opposite. So I'm going to go down 2 and to the left 1. And then I'm going to connect those points. Okay, so by the looks of this one, those look very parallel. But also, another way you can tell if those are parallel lines is you look at your slope. My slope was 2 over 1. And notice my slope over here for my red line was also 2 over 1. So they're B's. They started in different spots, but their slope is the same. So that makes them parallel lines. And when they're parallel lines, we say our answer, is no solution. So this one is going to be a no solution problem. Okay, number 4, our last one. Our first line is in y equals, so I'm going to go ahead and start graphing that. I'm going to start at a negative 4, so on this line, my first point goes on negative 4. And then from there, I'm going to follow my slope. For the slope, my m is 2 over 1. So I'm going to go up 2 to the right 1. And then if I can't go up and to the right anymore, I'm going to go down and to the left. So those are both going to be negative. So down 2 to the left 1. That's as far as we get. Okay. My next line, I have 3x minus 2y equals 2. So I have to get that in y equals mx plus b. So I'm just going to rewrite that. Why is my pencil not working? 3. Hold on a second here. There it goes. So I'm going to take 3x away from this side and away from this side. So I'm left with negative 2y equals negative 3x plus 2. I want to divide by negative 2 and divide by negative 2, all 3 pieces. So I'm left with y equals, so I have a negative 3 and a negative 2, so I'm just going to leave that as 3 over 2. I can't reduce that, and if I did, it would turn into a decimal, and I don't want a decimal number. X plus, or not plus, I have a negative and a positive, so it's going to be minus 1. There, my pencil's going again, not working. There it goes, minus 1. Okay, so now I'm in y equals, so I can go ahead and graph this one. So I'm going to start at negative 1. So my first point for this one goes on negative 1. And from there, I'm going to follow my slope, which is my m is 3 over 2. So I'm going to go down 3 over 2. Oh, I'm not going down 3 over 2. I'm going to go up 3 over 2. They're all positive, so let's move that. So from there, I'm going to go up 3. Come on, pencil. Looks like it's meeting right there. Nope, it's not. 1, 2, 3 over 2. It's meeting right there. Gets kind of hard to tell if you don't make your points like exactly points. It looked like my line went through that, but it actually didn't. It's meeting at the top there. If I can't go up 3 and to the right 2, I'm going to go down 3 and to the left 2. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then I'm going to create that line. Okay, and now we have to find our solution, which is our x and our y. So I'm going to start at 0, 0. And I'm going to go over until it's in that same vertical line. So I'm looking. It looks like it's a positive 6. So my first one's going to be a positive 6. And then I'm going to go up until I get to that top number where my point actually is, which is also a positive 6. Nope, it's a positive 8. So my solution for this one is going to be 6, 8. Okay, that's all we have for this note sheet. If you can go ahead and work on your assignment on that, that would be wonderful. Thank you.